last night, we saw Brock Purdy look shaky, shall we say. Not a good start for him. Didn't have any of his weapons, though. But I think the conversation I want to have with him is kind of also with the Brandon Aiyuk conversation, with him asking to be traded, what they're going to do with him, but also Brock Purdy going to be up for an extension at the end of this year. What did they do with him with Jared Goff signing a $53 million deal, Jordan Love signing a $55 million deal? Purdy's going to be asking for that range. What do you do with both of those players if you're the San Francisco 49ers?
Well, I think it's just it's the unique situation that we're in the NFL today, as quarterbacks are worth X. And, if you are a starting quarterback, you are due X dollars. And some of us don't think that Brock is worth that. Some of us don't think a number of the players that have been paid such astronomical numbers are worth those numbers. But it all comes down to what have you done for me lately? And the last time I looked, Brock Purdy brought this San Francisco 49ers team to the Super Bowl with Brandon Aiyuk, with Trent Williams on the field. And we watched him yesterday. No Trent Williams on the field, no Brandon Aiyuk, and Brock Purdy's out there kind of looking kind of solo dolo. And, even with Kyle Shanahan as the coach, they couldn't find a way to dial it up early. He looked lost. His receivers seemed to not be in conversation with him pre-snap or also during the snap. There was times where choice routes were left sailing. He went across his body, threw a pick very early. But I'm not panicking on Brock Purdy. I've seen what he's done in big-time moments. There is no moment too big for him. It's kind of funny that the preseason is the one that seems to be a little bit too big for him. But as for Brandon Aiyuk, that offense goes because of Brandon Aiyuk outside of Trent Williams. I really feel like Trent gets the play started in the run game. He gives you 5 different ways to run inside zone. You can run man concepts, zone concepts with Trent. But look, Brandon Aiyuk is a guy that finds a way to get open, and he finds a way to get the football in his hands. And Brock Purdy's the guy for the job. I'm not sure if he's worth $1 billion like some of these quarterbacks are getting paid. But look, he is the quarterback that brought you to the Super Bowl. He was not the reason you lost the football game. So what do you think about that, Mike?
I think if I'm the 49ers, I am writing this out. What I have right now, the team that was so close to winning the Super Bowl last year, I'm just trying to keep it in place as long as possible.
Yep.
I'm not trading Aiyuk. I'm doing whatever I can to kind of stifle that trade talks to just get him back for 1 year. And then you can go. We'll let you walk after this year. And with Brock Purdy, I'm kicking the can as far as possible, even if that's, say, tag years after his 4 years are up. This is still only year 3 for Brock Purdy.
Tag years are expensive.
Tag years are expensive, and it does load that cap right away. But I don't want to go top of the market for Brock Purdy because this all unfolds. The Purdy contract is truly why you can't pay Brandon Aiyuk, even if they are in a terrible cap situation to begin with. But paying Debo, paying Trent, paying Bosa, paying Fred Warner, paying all these guys, it doesn't also work if you're paying Brock Purdy top of the market too. It just doesn't. Flat out doesn't. So I do think that's what we ultimately see. I think they don't deal Brandon Aiyuk, even if maybe like by the end of this podcast we're going to be proven dead wrong on this. But that would be my strategy because you are on the precipice of winning the Super Bowl with this team.
Yeah, I feel like they've reached the point in these conversations. I've seen one too many daps on the sideline at practice for me to believe that things are going smoothly. Obviously, there's a sticking point. There's some language in the contract that is outstanding. And if you're in Brandon Aiyuk's camp, you say, this isn't right. But look, the Niners are obviously going to say, we've done everything by the book here in this contract. This is what it's supposed to be. You either want to play with us or you don't. Mm-hmm. And we're going to see this come to a head here shortly. And hopefully for Niners fans, they get to retain Brandon Aiyuk and run this thing back again because, man, they were close. And they had the Chiefs on their heels early in that Super Bowl.
And if it is the Steelers that Aiyuk ends up with, I think he may have some buyer's remorse. That Arthur Smith offense, it doesn't even feature one wide receiver, let alone 2. And they have George Pickens there already. So we shall see. All right, next bit of
news. But they got 2 quarterbacks in Pittsburgh. So
when you have 2.
Work well.
What did John Madden say?
When you got 2 quarterbacks, you got none.